This video might be a bit controversial, but I believe it will be inspiring by the end. In recent years, many of us have noticed a growing conflict in nearly every aspect of life: gender, race, religion, culture, and more. Today, I want to share a story that made me rethink the issue of gender. Recently, during the Paris Olympics, there was a women's triathlon competition. The athletes gave it their all, performing incredibly well. However, after the match, I noticed a wave of tweets saying things like, "Wow, women can be strong and amazing too," or "See, women can be as strong as men." While these comments might seem encouraging at first, they also reveal an underlying issue in how we perceive gender. Shifting gender dynamics in society and media. The conflict between men and women is something I've noticed personally on several occasions, though I've never actively engaged with it. To me, it feels like an old wound trying to heal, a process that can be painful but necessary. For centuries, male dominance has been deeply ingrained in our society, reflected in mainstream media like movies and games. Traditionally, these narratives often featured the knight in shining armor, saving the helpless princess, who stood by passively, waiting to be rescued. But in recent years, this has begun to change as society evolves its views on gender roles. In modern Disney movies, the old trope of the prince saving the princess has been replaced with stories that reflect our contemporary values. Films like Frozen feature strong female protagonists, with male characters playing secondary roles, and in Raya and the Last Dragon, the male protagonist is entirely absent. Similarly, in the gaming industry, iconic titles like The Legend of Zelda now feature Princess Zelda herself as an active participant in saving the day, rather than waiting for the swordsman Link to rescue her. These changes are significant because they reflect a broader societal shift towards gender equality and self-correction. The perception of female strength. This brings us back to the comments on social media. "Wow, women can be strong and amazing too." And "See, women can be as strong as men." These statements, while well-intentioned, reveal a lingering belief that women are somehow less capable than men. In the past, such comments might have been necessary to challenge male dominance. However, in today's world, where we understand that strength is not exclusive to any gender, these remarks seem outdated. Yes, biological differences exist. Women typically cannot develop the same muscle mass as men due to hormonal differences. This was evident in the boxing match between Algerian boxer Iman Khalif and Italian boxer Angela Carini, where the presence of male hormones created an undeniable strength gap. However, in sports that do not rely solely on strength, such as running, cycling, or triathlons, women can perform just as well, if not better, than men. Of course, men generally have an advantage in terms of muscle strength and speed, but that doesn't mean all men are automatically better than women in every aspect. A couch potato who never trains is unlikely to outrun a woman who exercises regularly. It feels strange that in an era where we are supposed to understand these nuances, there are still those who hold on to the belief that men are inherently superior. Perhaps the people tweeting were simply trying to congratulate the winners or affirm that women can achieve great things. However, in a modern society where gender equality is becoming the norm, we should already know that women are just as capable as men. The danger of generalizations. I believe that the differences between people, whether they are based on sex, ethnicity, or age, boil down to individuals, not entire groups. There are lazy men and women, just as there are hard-working men and women. There are people in Asia who excel at math, and others who struggle with it. Generalizing the behavior of one person to an entire group is not only inaccurate, but also dangerous, as it can lead to riots and chaos. For example, if you meet someone of Indian heritage, it would be wrong to assume they might have an accent or eat with their hands. They could very well be someone like Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister. Similarly, if you encounter someone of Asian heritage, it's unfair to assume they are a boring nerd who only eats with chopsticks. They could be someone like Han from the Fast and Furious series. The same applies to gender. When you meet a woman, you shouldn't assume her physical or mental capabilities based on outdated stereotypes. Before labeling each other, we must remember that we are all human first, each with our own unique personality, style, and abilities. Our job is to learn how to work together, rather than turning each other into enemies. The responsibility of gender. There is another extreme worth mentioning. Some individuals, regardless of gender, seek privileges without taking on corresponding responsibilities. These people might preach that they deserve respect simply because of their gender, yet they fail to respect others in return. This behavior is not about promoting equality, it is about selfishness and seeking special treatment. We need to be cautious of such attitudes because they create distrust and resistance. Essentially, it's saying, I'm better than you and you should respect me, but I don't respect you back. This narcissistic behavior is destructive and filled with hatred, rather than being constructive. The true essence of masculinity and femininity. True masculinity isn't about showing off, boasting, or trying to be the biggest and strongest. It's about understanding responsibility and working hard to care for loved ones. True femininity isn't about creating drama, gossiping, or demanding from others. It's about embodying a nurturing, motherly nature that consoles and supports loved ones with resilience in the face of pain. In spirituality, we learn that spirits do not have a gender but possess both masculine and feminine qualities, which can explain transgender or homosexual identities. In modern times, because we strive for balance and equality, I suggest that as individuals, we should cultivate both energies in our lives. We should be responsible and provide for ourselves, our friends and families, masculinity, while also being patient and emotionally supportive when people are hurt and need help, femininity. A great soul should possess and utilize both energies, depending on the situation. Unlike hundreds of years ago, when men were expected only to provide and women only to care for children, today's evolved society requires both. We must be well-rounded individuals who understand the importance of balance and equality to thrive in this world.